Hi everyone, and welcome to the Bare Basics lesson on multiplying and dividing integers. Let's begin by doing a quick revision of what an integer actually is. An integer is a whole number. It can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be zero. Some examples are negative 45, 79, negative 24, and 0. You can see with these examples that it doesn't matter if they're positive or negative, but they are whole numbers. Some non-examples are 1.73, negative 5.98, and 3/5. The reason that these are not integers is they are parts of a number, or they have parts to them. They're not whole numbers. They're decimals or fractions. Now, it's really easy to multiply or divide integers, especially when you think back to what multiply or divide actually means. We can multiply them easily by thinking about what the problem is actually asking us to do. And this takes you right back to early primary school when you first learnt to multiply. Think of the problem 4 times negative 3. What it's actually asking you for is 4 groups, each containing negative 3. So we can write that out as follows. We have negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3. And that equals negative 12. Now, when we have a negative by a negative, it's the same as putting a negative 1, because if we multiply anything by negative 1, it changes the sign. So if the problem was negative 4 times negative 3, we can think of that as negative 1 times 4 times negative 3. So that's our negative 1 by our 4 groups of negative 3 again, which is negative 1 by negative 12, which is positive 12. Now, you'll be pleased to know there's a way that we can simplify the problem. And instead of having to remember whether we need to write out groups or break a number into groups as we do when we divide, we can simplify the problem by breaking it into 2 parts, the number problem and the signs. I advise that you start by working the number problem, and then if the signs are the same, they combine to form a positive, and if the signs are different, they combine to form a negative, just as they do when we are combining 2 co-located signs in our add or subtract integers. For example, if we look at our problem, negative 9 times 7, do the number part first. So 9 sevens are 63. Then we have a negative by a positive, and that creates a negative. So our overall answer is negative 63. To summarise, we have the same table that you would have seen when we did adding and subtracting integers. If the first sign is a positive as is a second, they will combine to create a positive because the signs are the same. A positive and a negative, or a negative and a positive, create a negative. And 2 negatives, once again, the signs are the same, so they create a positive. The great thing about this to remember is the sign combination is the same whether we are adding or we are subtracting, which is really handy. The steps are simple, so let's go through them again. Work the maths problem, either multiply or divide. Then look at the 2 signs and work out whether they become positive, and that's the signs are the same, or negative, the signs are different. And then make sure the answer includes the sign that the 2 of them combine to form. So here's another example. Negative 50 by negative 25. If we multiply 50 and 25, we'll get 1,250. The 2 signs are negative, so because the signs are the same, they combine to create a positive. Therefore, our final answer is positive 1,250. It's a really simple process, and I hope this video has helped you understand it. If you have any questions, just ask me in class or email me. This has been your Bare Basics lesson on multiplying and dividing integers. Remember, the aim of the Bare Basics is to make maths more bearable. Have a great day.